Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Let's begin with this clean circular diagram. It's a simple representation of the machine learning lifecycle. It goes like this. Step 1, let's start with the business goal. So every good ML project should start here. You work with a business team to ask, what are we trying to solve? Are we detecting fraud, reducing churn, improving logistics? Without a clear business objective, you're just playing with models, not really solving real problems. Then we have step number 2, which is to access, understand, and clean data. This is where most of the work really happens. You gather data from various sources, databases, APIs, spreadsheets, and it's really clean. You'll find missing values, inconsistent formats, and even outliers. So you clean, explore, and engineer features to make the data model ready. This stage actually can take up to 80% of your total project time. Then we have step number 3, which is building machine learning models. This is the part that everyone really loves. So training the model, you try different algorithms, you tune hyperparameters, and even you evaluate performance metrics. But remember this, a high accuracy score in a notebook doesn't mean it will deliver real value. That only comes later. Then we have our step number 4, which is deploying machine learning models or deploying machine learning. You've trained the model. Now it's time to make it available, either as a REST API integrated into a system or even wrapped it into a product. So this is where many teams stumble. Production systems have different requirements. They need scalability, monitoring, and fault tolerance. Lastly, we have iterate. So once your model is deployed, it's not the end. It's actually the beginning of something more complicated, more challenging, and sometimes you have to repeat the process. So you monitor it, retrain it with new data, and continuously refine your approach as the business or data evolves. It's actually a loop, not a line. So now this diagram looks clean and very intuitive, but in the real world, each step hides a lot of complexity. And when you try to manage dozens of models at once, this cycle can quickly spiral out of control. So let's start with the first hidden challenge of deploying machine learning models or machine learning project. The first challenge is dependencies. So data changes, the business changes, customers change, but your model, it doesn't unless you update it. So imagine building a model for customer behavior pre-pandemic and then suddenly boom, lockdowns happen. So people shop online, cancel subscriptions, and change behavior. Your once accurate model is now completely off. And here's the kicker. You can't just retrain the model. You need to reassess the business goal. Is it still relevant with today's challenges, new customer behavior, and etc., etc.? Has the KPI changed? So every update requires coordination, time, and even communication, of course. And at scale, with multiple models in production, the complexity grows fast. Now, the reason number 2 why it's very challenging is communication. So one of the biggest challenges in ML is not actually technical, it's cultural. You've got a business, teams, data scientists, and IT all involved in the life cycle. But there's a problem. They don't speak the same language. The business asks, for example, is this helping us grow? The data scientists would reply, the AUC is 91%. IT says, this model is crossing our memory limits. See the disconnect? So without shared understanding, priorities get misaligned. You might build the perfect model for a problem the business no longer cares about, or worse, a working model that never gets deployed because the infrastructure team wasn't looped in. This miscommunication costs time, money, and even trust. Next reason is role overload. Data scientists are not software engineers. Most data scientists specialize in model development, not writing production-ready code, maintaining APIs, or managing version control. But in many teams, they are expected to do it all. Build models, deploy pipelines, handle infrastructure, write dashboard, communicate with stakeholders. It's actually very taxing on them physically, emotionally, and even mentally. Why? Because they would take it a lot of hours, sometimes to the extent of having very little sleep, not only for a week, for a day, but sometimes for a month or even more than a month. They end up stretched thin and productivity tanks. Now imagine a team with multiple models in production, and one day the original developer leaves. Someone new comes in and suddenly they're responsible for maintaining a model they didn't build, on data they didn't touch, solving a problem they didn't define. Sounds familiar? This is where chaos sets in, especially in organizations with high turnover or unclear ownership. So what's the way out? 3 words: machine learning operations, or MLOps. MLOps brings DevOps principles to the world of machine learning. Automation for data pipelines, versioning for models and code, monitoring for performance drift, CI/CD pipelines for rapid, safe deployment, collaboration tools to bridge the business tech divide. So it turns machine learning from an art project into a scalable, repeatable engineering process. With MLOps, you can handle model training, development, or deployment and feedback loops automatically. You get reproducibility, traceability, and most importantly, peace of mind. So here's the big takeaway. Building a model is just the beginning. Real success lies in managing the model over time, keeping it accurate, relevant, and aligned with business goals. Without a proper lifecycle strategy, even the most advanced model can become obsolete in weeks. That's why MLOps isn't a luxury, it's a necessity for any serious data science operation. Let me know in the comments what's been the hardest part of managing ML models for you. Until next time, build smart, deploy smarter.